What it do, Kripple Krew? Easy with DBD, disabled but deadly. And I hope everybody is having a killer Tactical Tuesday. I'm going to start from the top and I'm going to say what it do, laid off Pete. Remember Kripple Krew Inc.? We got Marco, remember Kripple Krew Inc.? What's up? Bladed Ginger, Nick, what it do, homie? Josh 304, what it do, my man? Kathleen Smith, member of Kripple Krew Inc. What it do, sister? How are you today? This is today's carry. Plus Lagatha, of course. Can never forget my girl Lagatha. Bring this down just a little bit. Aries EDC, what's up, Scott? How are you today? I have this ZT0512 in right now. I just took it out of the box yesterday from the pass around. And this is a very nice auto. It's spendy, but it is a nice auto. Crew wear. The one that intrigues me more, though, let's move Lagatha over a little bit. I am rocking 2 fixed blades today, as I have the Molsec noise from homeboy Fabs to run in the pocket, in the pocket. Yeah, very posh. Let's get a little more light. So I left a light in Texas. And I'm down 1 light. So I'm using my Baton 3 Pro right now. My Baton 3 Pro Max, I guess. Got 3 more spike handles glued up and working on some new stuff. Heck yes. That is awesome. I'm going to grab something. And while I do, what's in everybody's pockets today? I have the 2025 budget knife of the year so far, the Flightanium Arcade Light. It is that good. I have that right now. You saw the ZT0512. Rocking the new Stag Handle Rosecraft Clinch River Swayback in the Rosecraft slip. I like this one like I like the cotton sampler, because you've got that choke up, and you know they already had this pattern, and then they released their first modern traditional with the button lock Clinch River Swayback, and I've had that, and you guys know this is one of my favorite button locks of all time. But now I have the Stag Handle, and it is so comfortable. So comfortable. Yes, of course, that's Lagatha. Oh, I didn't say Spike. I said Lagatha. Yeah, that's my Aries EDC Spike. Her name is Lagatha. You have the Concept Thoth and the Kubi Bloom. Nice, nice. Kubi Bloom is obviously a winner. Got to do some anodizing tonight. Oh, speaking of, where did I just take it out of my back pocket? Where did I put it then? Oh, it's right here. Speaking of the Cardington, this feels so good. This is such a nice knife. Love the continuous curve. You guys know I'm a sucker for that. I love a good drop point American Tonto. You got that beautiful compound grind. And then the button leverage lock is money. This one is breaking in and it's already getting smoother. And it is such a good, strong lock. Dude, the keychains were awesome. Thank you very much. If I haven't said thank you yet, I apologize. It was such a whirlwind with the trip and getting back and then having her graduation party the very next day and alive and then opening boxes and stuff. If I haven't said thank you yet, I apologize. But we appreciate the keychains, Mrs. Deadly and the Deadly Daughter, like theirs as well. Ramet Woodpecker with the blue crystal tie, a concept tipper, and Spyderco Watu. Nice. Asking Aries when they're gonna hit the store, because definitely there's 6 spikes at some point this week. Look at those badass emojis. Marco says the Jack Wolf Tango will be first available for sale on Friday the 13th. Beardo with the fantastic question. I believe you can't. Oh, not yet. I was gonna say, can you ask for it in the like comments or yeah. Boogdoozle. Remember Kripple Krew says happy Tuesday all. It is such a killer knife, Beardo. Whoop. All the methods of deployment work great. And the tip is so he's so easy to use, either the primary or secondary tip. I'll be doing another video on this one soon. Barbie EDC girl, member Kripple Krew Inc. What it do, homegirl? Says she has lots of errands to run today. Well, I appreciate you stopping by and stabbing that like button. And then, of course, the other knife in the pockets today. Gray'll pick up a trade with the one and only War Room EDC. The Spyderco PM2 Warncliffe Rendition CTS XHP Cutlery Shop exclusive with I don't know where I put his sticker at the moment, so we'll drop that right there. With a Boston Blade Works edge done on it. And I have been using the crap out of this knife. And it's a laser beam. I totally recommend Boston Blade Works for sharpening needs. I've got, oh, here it is. I found his sticker. And my Boston Blade Works pin. Come on, focus. There we go. Boston Blade Works. And somebody in one of the upcoming giveaways will be getting a Boston Blade Works knife sharpening patch. Yay, yay. Absolutely smash that like button. Gently caressed. Like button smashed. I'll accept all of these, of course, of course. What's in the pockets, Pook? Did I already say, wait, no, I caught yours, didn't I? No, I haven't caught your pockets yet. Ron Dobbins, member Kripple Krew Inc. Good to see you, homie. Hope you do well, brother. Of course, he is talking about the one and only Lagata, the Aries EDC Spike, NAEBL, with Burlap Micarta. Ooh, it's picking up that. There we go. And brass pins with my custom Aries EDC glow in the dark carbon fiber and with a glow in the dark separator bead. This thing glows. And this one, she cuts. Okay, it's not shredded. So you guys know that Lagata has been on every trip with me so far, and she still cuts. Pockets are boring lately. Cold steel engage 3.5. You just start burying it up again. You know, this one, Nick Martino, member of Kripple Krew Inc. Yeah, yes, it is. I had a nice pregame. Good to see you, homie. I don't know. I've never tried to play my vertical lives on TV. This is the first folder that has spent as much time in my pocket as it has. And yesterday was the first day I didn't carry it because I was carrying a bunch of other stuff, and it felt wrong not to have it with me. Ron Dobbins has the Vero Mini Isotope Integral and Pina Mula in red carbon fiber, Chavez Privar, Big Idea Design Pin, and a G-Shock watch today. I appreciate that, Aries. You know, the trip went as well. Kevin Smith and Knives, what I do. Remember Kripple Krew, good to see you. You know, there was family drama, and it was started off with a 25-hour straight drive to get to, a hospital. And then we were down there for the next several days. And, there's always family drama after a funeral. But we broke away with one of her sisters for 2 days and went to this campground that was really nice. And then, on the drive, we found some nice spots to stop and take some pictures. But it was a go. It was 9 days. We did like 4,200 miles. And most of it was in the, 3,500 miles of round tripping. But yeah, it's all good now. And then we got back at 2 a.m. on Friday. I made sure I was up at 7 to take a picture of Deadly Daughter on her last day of school and her last day of high school. And then the next morning had a live stream, and then we had a graduation party. So it's been a little nuts. Okay, more than a little nuts. So yesterday, the noise came in from homie Fabster Run and Mole Sect. And this is a fun knife that is a lot more comfortable than it looks. I do get a full forefinger grip when I want to hammer grip it, but I like this diagonal jimping. And when I'm choked up on or in a saber grip like this, it is very comfortable. You have a thick, chunky 190 thousandths blade stock thickness. Got this cool, like, double swedge going on up here. And I gotta grab more paper. And even though I was actually gonna ask you about that, Nick. I would love to do a live from Blade Show on Saturday. 190 thousandths blade stock thickness. Whoop. And still slicey. Bottle opener and basher built in. And it is actually comfortable in all types of grips. You got this pinch grip spot right here that works really well, or it feels like it works really well. I just got it yesterday. I don't know. It feels like I have a lot of control. I'm definitely digging it. Taco sheath. And then we have a clip that it doesn't slide right in. I mean, if it's going into your front pocket, it slides in a little easier. If you're putting it in a rear pocket, you just have to make sure the pocket lip goes over this first, and then it goes in and it hooks really well. And good push off. I will be doing some video on this, but we've got the purple acrylic with copper foil. Hans, what it do? Dude, the Cutlery Shop P&2 Warney has been a grail of mine for a long time. Yeah, the signal in there might be difficult. It'll be fun to do it. It'll be really fun to not yet. It's just tired. Maybe. Been been a lot going on, like I said. Boston Blade Works, what it do, homie? I was just showing that one of the next giveaways is going to have not only stickers, but one of your patches in there. And how wicked sharp your edge is, Mike. Like, this is a laser beam. This has been a grail knife of mine for a long time. The Cutlery Shop exclusive CTS XHP Warney. I knew Boston Blade Works. Mike was a fan of this. I didn't know that this was his favorite knife steel combo, and that he had multiple of them. But I absolutely love it. I had War Room send it to him because the tip on it was chipped, and I knew that when I traded for it from War Room. And the edge needed touching up because this was a user for War Room. And it came to me looking like a brand new blade, except it was sharper than even anything I've ever got from Spyderco. I can make little confetti if I want. I can make the thinnest slices. It's just crazy. Awesome work, Mike. I was saying earlier that I would highly recommend you to anybody for your sharpening services. Let me, my screen froze. I'm going to switch over to here and check and catch in right here. There we go. Oh, yeah, I was missing a lot. Augusto Canelli, what's up? Good to see you. You'll have access to the Wi-Fi. That's good. Jason Beecher, member Kripple Krew, what it do, my man? Adventure Man, what's going on? You got the arcade light? Heck yeah. It is a killer knife. I highly recommend it, especially for the price. It's probably going to end up being my budget knife of the year for 2025. It's that good. The scales feel so much better than I thought they would. Neil to the Mac, member of Kripple Krew Inc. Oh, I'm still behind on. There we go. I was still behind on the chat. My internet must be tripping a little bit. Jesse, member Kripple Krew Inc. What it go? What it do? Good to see you, homie. There we go. Caught back up. Yeah, the Flightanium Arcade Light. This thing, the Shark Lock, feels as good as my other Shark Locks. You know, this is louder, but this is also, you know, this has the acrylic that gives it its own sound. But take it easy, Neil Mac. I appreciate you, homie. Have a great day. I have tried scratching the DLC, and it's holding up great. The stonewash, I'm assuming, but I could be wrong. But because these are coming from the same factory, I'm assuming it's going to be the awesome Demco heavy stonewash. The ergos being more neutral might be more comfortable for some people than the 80-20.5. You know how much I love the 80-20.5. I'm not saying that this is a better knife. I'm saying that the ergos might be better for some people with it being neutral. I like the length of it. It feels great. And these scales feel a lot better than I thought they would. They're very strong. I can get a little bit of flex, but barely. Because of the texture, the honeycomb that's built, grid that's built inside. And then there's different texture back here than up here. And you can feel it. And it feels so much better than any FRN or Grivery. This doesn't feel like a cheap material. This feels on par with G10. This feels on par with Ultim. Yeah, an 80-20 is my top production grail. Illuminati Ninja, member Kripple Krew Inc. What it do, my man? Good to see you. The action is great. The edge on the Austin A came really sharp. It carries better than any Demco 80-20.5 does straight from the box. Whether you get Demco's G10 or the their I don't remember if they call it Grivery or if they call it GRN, but either one of them, and with their stock Demco clip, will shred your pants. This comes with a deep carry clip, which was one of the first thing I had to do to both of my Demcos. And it comes with a texture that doesn't kill your pockets. Yeah, when she sees the colors, yeah, I'm sure both the Mrs. Deadly and the Deadly Daughter will end up getting perps. But I really wanted the green and black. And EDC Tank City, what it do? It's Tactical Rider. Okay. Hell yeah, I appreciate you. Yeah, with code EDC with DBD, it drops it down to like $71.80 or something like that. Less than 75 bucks. And I plan on doing the titanium backspacer, the titanium hardware and pivot,
and the titanium deep carry, all in the purple. I need to get a UV flashlight so that I can check it. I still haven't picked one up. I need to get like an arc felt or something. Um, and I also want to do the um, thumb studs with tritium in them, because one of the colors you can select for the glow is purple. And so I want to make this all green and purple. And then I'm thinking of making the ladies purple and then doing green hardware all on everything and making them purple and green ones to offset mine. It is, it's, it's my budget knife of the year so far. And I will say, it beats last year's budget knife of the year. Last year's budget knife of the year was the Civivi Vision FG, not the Damascus version, but the standard version was my budget knife of the year and my reigning budget king. The first knife to recommend, my reigning budget king. Because of not only because of the field. Okay, let's compare them in length. We are almost the exact same length actually. We have very close to the same with the choke ups, the same grip area. I hate the speed holes, and I always have on the Vision FG. Oh, dude, it is mad fidgety. Of course, you can do it with your thumb. You can whip it out with the shark lock, just like any other shark lock. The FG has been my reigning budget king. The arcade is knocking it out of that spot. Not the arcade light. The arcade light is knocking it out of that spot. One of the biggest reasons, besides the fact that it feels better in hand, without the speed holes and the way that it's instead of just flat G10, the way that they're able to mold it, it feels better in hand. Yeah, they should be called blowholes. What it do, Lou? Remember, how are you doing today? Good to see you. What were you gonna say? So just finally broke down and ordered a full kit with tritium for your Manix. Oh, that's gonna be dope. Yeah, they did a fantastic job on the scales, and they feel good. They don't feel like Grivery or FRN. It's so like playful. It's 2.9 ounces balanced right there. And it's just nimble and playful. Berkeley Cerakote. Ooh. Ooh, I hadn't even thought about that, homie. Because it has DLC, so I hadn't even thought about that. But you could order a satin one and do that. That's a great idea. I appreciate you giving me a thumbs up. I don't know. I want you to keep it to yourself, but you can still give it. Eagle Scout EDC, what it do, homie? Yeah, it is. It's my budget knife of the year so far. And then with all of the customization that you can do on it, you can pick it up right now for less than $72. Stupid with code EDC with DBD. William Hornbottle, member Kripple Krew Inc. Dude, there is. Here, I'll show the scale colors. I should have already done that. There's 4 colors. The green. Let me share this screen, homie. We're going to share this screen. We're going to go Inception mode. Oops, that's the vortex. Okay. Come on, stop. So we have digital green, atomic purple, ocean blue, and smoke black. And all of them come with either the stonewash or the DLC blade. And look at like that purple and black looks so fly. Like that's so awesome. I love it. Even that looks good, but you know I'm a DLC freak. Here's the blue, and the blue looks great. I think with the stonewash, especially if it's going to be that Demco star, that Taiwan stonewash. But it also looks really cool with the black DLC. And then we've got, so these are going to go up to $99 in like a week or two. You'll still be able to use my code to save 10%, but they did tell me that the launch price was a limited time. The black on black looks sick. The black with stonewash is pretty cool, but the black on black, ooh-wee. And I guarantee you there's going to be more colors in the future. I also, here, let's look at the parts for the arcade real quick. So there's an Arcade Pro coming soon, by the way, with a compound ground Tonto. You know what? I want to check the chat real quick because I haven't. Yeah, it's very cool they did it so affordable. I'm sure your favorite color is coming eventually, Lou. Mick Ranger, remember Kripple Krew Inc. Good to see you. Yeah, it is an absolute steal with that. Oh, that's not good. yes, he did double tap the screen. I appreciate you. I do plan on getting a Gideon, homie. I need to get a Gideon. Like I said, I just had a 9-day, 4,000-mile funeral trip to Texas, plus my daughter's graduation party. So the knife fund's a little limited at the moment, but I will get a Gideon. Gareth, my brother from a South African mother, member of Kripple Krew Inc. What it do? So they have titanium pivots, steel or titanium hardware kits, steel or titanium fold over pocket clips that are all anodizable in like 8 colors. And blue, pink is one, magenta is one of the colors you can get anodized. So you could do a black with pink. I'm going to be putting purple on mine. AV, what it do? Hole in the Ball is a really cool place. It is. Well, I really just stopped there to take a short stretch and shoot some pictures because we toured it a month ago, but it's a sick place. And you can also get a copper or brass or titanium backspacers, and the titanium is anodizable in all the colors. There's a tritium lanyard to spot stopper, and then you can get regular titanium thumb studs anodized in any color or in any of the 8 colors, and they're only like $16 before my code. Or you can get the ones with the tritium in them, which is how I want to do it. Neil Mudd, my brother, what it do, what it do? Good to see you, homie. Oh, it sounds like the deadly daughter is home from her camping trip. Dogs is about to be noisy. Backspacer would look sick with a lightning anno. Yeah, because you can get titanium for all the hardware. You can do any anno you want to it. And they really do price it well. Here, I'm going to show those. I want to see like all the parts real quick. Not just backspacer. Here, let me do this. And by the way, if you wanted to do the aluminum or titanium scales with the customizable inlays, those also fit the arcade light. So I'm going to show all the kind of hardware that you can get real quick and the pricing on it, because the pricing is very, very fair. Whoops. So here we go. Here's all the parts. So you can get like titanium body screw sets starting at $12. And if they're anodized, I think they're $14. There's backspacers, titanium, $37. Like those are the inlay sets if you have the other scales, which you can put on these. Copper backspacer, titanium deep carry pocket clip, $15. I think it's 16 or 19 anodized, but you can use code EDCwithDBD to save 10% on all of this stuff too. You've got the brass backspacer. You can get steel, regular steel hardware replacement kits, or you can get the titanium. You can get the regular ceramic bearings, and see the regular pocket clips are only $6. Regular thumb stud kits, $12, or they're like $16 anodized. You can get copper thumb studs for $10. And then the tritium, those are slotted, those don't have the tritium. This is the backspacer I think I'm going to get. The Mohawk backspacer in purple. Oh, that's pink and purple. And you can also get skiffs, $14, but then you save $1.40 off of that. So you're paying $12.60 for skiffs. I mean, the pricing, they've made this so affordable for all of this stuff that it's crazy. You can get the titanium handles. You can even get titanium handles that don't have the slotted inserts if you wanted. Like, it is so customizable. It is nuts. You know, that little biatch was also homecoming queen, and I guess winter ball royalty as well. Her and her boyfriend were the power couple all year, and yeah, they even stole the very last one. They stole prom from Deadly Daughter. They were very, very greedy. I don't like greedy hoe. Now, pardon my trash talking, Miss Kathleen Smith. That was for Fook. I mean, not Fook. I'm getting Fook in trouble. That was for Lou's twisted mind. What it do, Deadly Daughter?
Do I smell good?
Yeah, you smell like you've been outdoors for a couple of days.
Do I smell orangey? I sprayed so much bug spray.
So as soon as I said you were here, look at the comment right here. So I did. I talked about her greedy ass also, being homecoming queen and, all that stuff. She probably. Gary says, we know who the people's champ. Guns, what it do, brethren? Needs to work, so he can't tag everyone. We got me the gum that's in my my medicine bag, please.
Yeah.
Or unless you have gum.
No, I'm gonna go shower.
Okay, the gum is in my medicine bag. You are stinky. She went camping for the last 2 nights with some of the homies from school. Her first time. Thank you. Love you, baby. Daniel Ferry, what it do? What it do? Hey, William Hornbustle say God bless the Queen. Jedediah. You're getting pissed off. Or, pissed on, I should say. It was the first time, my daughter had gone camping anywhere without adults, chaperones, parents being there. But I mean, she just graduated. She's about to go to college. She asked if she could go camping with a couple of friends. What am I gonna do? I gotta trust her. We raised her right. So, but yeah, it still felt weird. Not as weird as college gonna feel. Yeah, Gons, did he that? Yeah, I know I was talking a lot about it, but with all the customization and everything, this is definitely a great, great value budget knife. I appreciate that, Mud. If you want the OG arcade, which I do, let me pull this up real quick. Boom. So I'm going to share the screen real quick again. If you want the OG arcade, oh, the sale is over. I posted about it the last 2 days. This was on sale for $150. Hope that's not at all the one I would ever choose. This was on sale for $150. And if you use my code, it dropped it down to $135. But right now, if you use my code, it drops it down to $180 for S35VN, the aluminum. And then so all the accessories that they created already for this are compatible with the arcade light. And if you're familiar, Gareth coming through and with the 70 Rand, take DD for a milkshake or a rum and coke. I appreciate you, brother. I'm going to give you a 0 tolerance salute because I had 0 tolerance for that homeboy and his comments about my daughter camping. 0 tolerance. Acoustics. This boy kicks. That is the outlaw. Much appreciated, Gareth. You know I love you, brethren. Yeah, I know it's big money, Lou. It don't matter. It all helps. No, that's more than $1.50. But I really appreciate you, Gareth. Good to see you, Daddy's outlaw. a manual 0512 would be awesome. I mean, they could leave the show side the way it is with the titanium liner and the micarta scale, and just turn this titanium scale into the frame lock. Or, oh wait, not into the frame lock. Actually, you don't have to change anything. Just make it a button lock. But I'd rather than make it a button liner or a button frame lock. That's for sure. Yeah, you could put a titanium liner or a steel liner in there and make it a steel or a button liner or like a top liner lock. But I could even take this as a manual frame lock. Like, I like the size of it. The build is nice. Crew wear, can't go wrong. Yeah. Pardon me. Or a button frame lock. Give me that. I'd be really happy. But like so many places you can't carry or even get this shipped to without a homie proxy or something. And even if you can get it shipped to you, like where I am, only the evil homie BDB can carry it. But a manual would be awesome and should bring the cost down, you would hope. Later, Lou. I appreciate you, homie. Wipe off the like button on your way out. I don't want the next person catching anything, but I appreciate you being here, brethren. Yeah, if it was a manual at like 2.25, ooh, I'd be all over it. All over it. 320 is a lot to me for a knife that I can't legally carry in my state. But it is a nice knife. I'm not taking anything away from it. And it is strong. 150 thousandths blade stock. But it's a good canvas for them to go manual with in so many ways. I did pull out one. Let me see real quick something. Pulling something up real quick. So, if you still want USA made, matter of fact, if you want a knife made by the same company, that still offers nice size and ergos, the Launch Aridium is a awesome USA made auto. And you're looking at 180 for this one, and possibly less if I find it somewhere with that I have a discount code for. But USA made, same factory as the zero tolerance, same overall length as the 0512. Obviously not built to be as rugged, but still, look at the way that they've kept that strength going out to the tip with this big swedge here. It then widens up right here. So you got a lot of strength going out to that tip. aluminum frame, nice solid action, and killer ergos. I've seen a few in my Carta. I appreciate you, Lou. I appreciate that for sure. They have recently used some micarta, and it has looked fantastic. They have a fixie with micarta right now. But the launch Aridium, I would purchase this. I could see 180 on MagnaCut and aluminum, USA made auto, MagnaCut. That is, done really well. 60. Do they list it on this one right here? 60. Of course, it wasn't listed on that one, but I know Kershaw is doing at least 62 HRC, and anything 62 and up is going to be good for. Yes, the Ultim version. I want that one. But for just over half the price of the ZT0512, you can get the Kershaw launch. They have done a couple of launches with Aridium. I know they are with Aridium. With Ultim, I know they did the launch 4 with Ultim, which is the one that's legal, California legal. And then you're right, the OTF, they did the live wire with an Ultim. But I can't remember I can't remember if they've done Ultim on any of the other launches besides the launch 4 with the little blade. But I know, the launch Aridium is not the launcher. It's so many nice names. The live wire is what you were thinking of. Yay. I haven't. I have seen that Hawk Knives is going after them with a cease and desist for stealing the zero blade play, the deadlock mechanism for their ZBP. That's going to be interesting. Microtech has more money on their side and more lawyers, but Hawk Knives probably has the right on their side. Yeah, he's taken them. He has filed litigation. He is, and if he believes that seriously, that they stole his mechanism, I'm sure he can prove. Of course, he patented it. He's got all of the. He wouldn't take it to court against Microtech if it wasn't a real case. Kind of does. I'm trying to remember which number that is, Beardo. I know the one you're talking about, but I don't remember all the launch numbers off the top of my head. I know I want launch 21, the newest one. And I know I want the launch 16 in M4 or launch 15 in M4. See, this one's easy. It's the launch Aridium. I can remember that because it's the Aridium series. You know what's funny? As popular as the Aridium has been, this is the first of the Aridium series I've touched. I haven't touched a manual Aridium yet. This is the first Aridium. If they're all this size, which it looks like I saw one in Bucky's the other day, and I might have to check one out. I like this one though with the Magna cut. This is the Arcade Light. Be shady. What it do, brother? Member of Kripple Krew Inc. This is the Flytanium Arcade Light, homie. In the pinned comment. Yeah, these are only $71 and change right now with my code. And the Shark Lock, it's a true Demco Shark Lock. The action is phenomenal. The scales feel great, and they have so many parts to customize it inexpensively. It's the Arcade Light. I'll show it again on screen real quick. Comes in 4 colors. The digital green, the atomic purple, the ocean blue, or the smoke black. If you don't want a bright color, you can go black on black. But like the atomic purple, I think to me looks awesome with the black. I almost got that color. But this green with the DLC looks too good to me. It just reminds me of 90s. I mean, what this is supposed to remind us of. It's the arcade light, but there's the blue and black. And you know, I'm not a big blue knife fan, and even that. I think on the blue, though, I think I'd go with that Taiwan Stonewash. These are made in Taiwan in the exact same factory as my as my regular Demco 8020.5s. And so this is the exact same Austin A as in my Demco 8020.5, which is held up very well for me. I know the Taiwan factory does a phenomenal job. I hope that the arcade's Stonewash is this same Stonewash. But, I mean, and then look at these bad boys together. These are brothers from the same factory, rocking the same lock. Definitely a dope pair. And this comes ready to carry right out of the box, so much easier than this one. And you can get these right now for under $72. That's stupid. Under 3 ounces, 3.2-inch blade, 7.7 inches overall, balanced. Whoops, right there. And it's just so nimble. The neutral ergos make it more comfortable in certain grips than an 8020.5. And you have a shark lock backing you up. It's insane. They nailed it. If you can't tell, I'm a fan. I think it's a winner. You know, getting into 8020.5s is a bit more cost prohibitive. the arcade series definitely gives you an entry point now to be able to experience the Shark Lock sub $100 on a quality knife. It feels on par to G10. I mean, it doesn't feel like G10 in any way, but the quality feels on par to G10 or Ultim to me. I've never had Ultim with this type of texture, but it feels on par to like very similar but not the same as it like it. If G10 and Ultim had a baby, you know, uh, I can't describe it. It's its own feel, but it is not cheap feeling like FRN or the stock scales that were on that. I don't have them very much FRN, honestly, other than like my lightweight Mannix too, and this feels way better than than Spyderco lightweight scales. I got rid of my bug out, but it feels so much better than bug out Grivery. Yeah, fight, dude. This I cannot recommend it higher at the moment. Like I've only had it for a few days, but I know the factory that this comes from. I know this steel from that factory. I have tried, and I'll show you on camera. Hardened steel, and I'm not scratching up that DLC at all. And I've done that many times already, on and off camera. And yeah, you could do glow in the dark handles. Dude, there's so many ways. Half titanium, half FRN. There you go. There are so many ways to modify it, and all of the parts are so much more affordable than most of the customizing we do. You can really make it your own. And it feels that good. The deep carry pocket clip you can get. So this one came with the left hand option. When you buy, if you want one, if you're a lefty, or if you even just want it drilled for lefty, just like the original arcade, when you are purchasing at the point of purchase, just click the little thingy that says, yes, I would like left hand capability, and it's free. They'll do left hand for free. You just have to check it at time of sale. But it carries perfectly deep. Everything about this is a win to me. The only complaints that I had, Dane Gavrilovsky, what it do? I bet that bug out feels so much better with the tie. My only complaints I have about this so far is that it's T6 body and clip screws, but that is because the accessories on the original arcade, for the inlays, they used T6 so that the screws, didn't take up a whole big portion of the inlay. They could try to keep the hardware as small as possible. That's why those are T6, and I can forgive them for that, especially because they sell titanium hardware for, less than $15. It is a T8 pivot and T8 thumb studs. My only other, I'll take a look in a moment, Gareth. I saw it on when we were live on Saturday, but a picture will show it better. My only other drawback is they could have given us a better sharpening choil. They do give us a couple of sharpenings here because our plunge grind starts there. It does end right there. And we've got a couple of sharpenings. And because there's no stop pin in the way, you can cut your own sharpening choil in once you get to that point. So at least it gives you a couple of sharpenings before you get there and the beginnings of a sharpening choil. So I'm not going to ding it too bad. And those are my only complaints so far. I really thought this was going to feel like plastic. Yeah, arcade parts right now are crazy cheap, and you can use my code. That's really the biggest thing is color and corrosion resistance. And I want to be able, I like the option of being able to swap those out. So that's why I'm not hitting them too hard on it. Of course, yes, I always prefer T8 hardware because it's less likely to strip. But I'm giving them a pass on it. But I'm not that I'm not going to mention it as a drawback. You know, I did, of course. Those are my only negatives. Yeah, Francois's flying over now. That's awesome. Half empty. What it do? What it do? Good to see you. That was an awesome chat with Francois. I really appreciate you hooking that up, my friend. That was quite the talk. He is an awesome dude. I'm going to show Garrett's upgraded bug out with the Lightning Anno tie from the one and only Jimmy Crow. This is the Jimmy Crow and Chris Warris deal here on a win from Zach Stuff, and that is a custom South African badass blade. This is the stock scales that were on the bug out that he won from Zach Stuff. The titanium hardware or scale and clip upgrade is a Chris Wars Jimmy Crow deal. I'm sending a message real quick to Fabster Ron. Because I was replying. The green scaled one, homie, is the Flightanium Arcade Light. And this is 2025's budget knife of the year so far. You get a true Demco Shark Lock, OS 10A with DLC or Stonewash, Deep Gary clip, 2.9 ounces, and there's 4 colors and over 5 quadrillion ways, according to them, to customize with all of the dope hardware they have. And right now you can get it for less than $72, dude. Throat Goat EDC, what up? You can get it for less than $72 with code EDC with DBD. It is pinned in the pinned link. This is the Flightanium Arcade Light. It comes in blue, purple, smoke black, or this digital green with stonewash or the DLC finish. And it is 7.7 inches overall, really good ergos, and a true Demco shark lock made in the same Taiwan factory as the Demco knives and cold steel. So it's a stupid deal at $72 right now for the launch, after the launch price and my discount. Yes, the Andrew Demco. This is a true Andrew Demco collab. The box, I just had the box right here. This is a true Andrew Demco shark lock. This is made in the same factory. You can see the patent number in there. This is made in the same factory as my Demco 80 20.5s. And you can get it for less than $75 right now. 80-10 all tie. That would be pretty sexy. Beardo does. Bladed Ginger. Roger that. I'll talk to you later, homie. Love you, brother. Where is it? How do I like the Austin A? I have had Austin A from this factory on multiple knives. My first 80 20.5, my shark foot, is the Austin A. My 80-15 light had the same steel, and I loved it. I ended up trading that to Brian F for the full. What's up, Bart? Welcome. I ended up trading the 80-15 light for the full 80-15, but I had zero problems with the Austin A. From this Taiwan factory, the Austin A is a fantastic budget knife, budget steel. It's very tough, corrosion resistant, and it holds an edge decently well. This is my first Demco. I have not sharpened it yet, and I haven't even stropped it in quite a while. And this is my, as you can see with the build, this is the one I carry the most. And it still has, the fine edge is going. I need to sharpen it, not another strop. But it has held its working edge very well. And yeah, I know it could use a strop, but it has been stropped a couple times. I'm going to sharpen it soon because I use the piss out of it. But the Austin A holds up very well, and you can get the DLC. And you just saw me try to scratch this DLC. It's not like this is a PVD. As much as I have scratched this, it would it would show if this was not a DLC. Yeah, I'm a huge Ultim fan, Bart. Ultim is my favorite scale material. I have 20 or 21 knives now with Ultim as the scale material. It is by far my favorite EDC material. I have drivers in Ultim. I just love the material. Cicero, member of Kripple Krew for 3 months. He's at work today, taking it easy for us sinners. We will give you some Shark Lock acoustics. Much appreciated. I do appreciate your support, Cicero. And I hope you're having a great day at work, my friend. the blue and black arcade. Well, now you can get the blue and black arcade light for only $72, homie. You only have one small bead that's Ultim. No, Nice Guy Machine Co has some cool ass beads. I want to get some of his Ultim stuff. Yeah, then my newest Ultim knife just came in. And this was a gift from my homeboy over at Mole Sect. And he knows my Ultim fanaticism. Dude, Mole Sect still has some of the best, but I'm going robo mode. Hello, hello. Come on. Wake up, Wi-Fi. Molesect has the best unboxing game in the budget knife world. Molesect and Pickled Steel, probably, with everything that you get from them. Oh, and North Mountain Blade. That's 3 companies that really come lit. But you get paracord, you get cloth, stickers, and I got that with the Molesect noise too. Yeah, titanium and Ultim inlay. All right, you have a great day, Cicero. Much love, fam. I'll put all this Molesect stuff away, and I'll show you my newest Ultim knife that just arrived yesterday. And that, there we go, that was my fault. The Molesect Orbit in Ultim. The Orbit was one of their very first knives. You know, I reviewed the original knife in G10, and I thought it was a very good value at the time. Hollow ground, 14C, 28N. Let's check the edge on this one, see if it's like all the rest of the Molesects I've received so far. Yes, it is. Hollow ground, 14C, 28N. We've got front flipper action. That is so easy. Reach around approved. First try. Like, this is right out the box. You guys have seen it right out the box. Gareth, my homeboy, gifting one member of Kripple Krew Inc. And that went to Cal. Knives Alive. What it do, homie? And big shout out to Gareth. Thank you, my brother. And I will give you a McDonald's salute. It does have some good acoustics. Woo. Like, that snaps. And remember, I told you, McRanger coming in with 6 months. That's getting a Warney salute. Some Spyderco acoustics, because that is OG status. Much appreciated. And I do always appreciate your support, McRanger. Straight up, much love, fam. Everybody, show your emojis for McRanger. Show your emojis for Gareth. Show your emojis for new member Cal. Let's light it up. But let me grab my original. And I want to look at something. in the light. Trying to see. Yes, they did. Okay. So I do need a CME. I just got it. This was here when we got back from our 9-day Texas trip, the funeral run. This was here. This was a trade from Chris Morris, more from EDC, original member of Kripple Krew Inc. And it has been, I had him send it to Boston Blade Works, and Mike put a brand new edge on it. And this thing is so wicked crazy sharp. It is insane. This has been a grail of mine for a long time. These scales are going to get an upgrade. I might change out this titanium pocket clip for another. I don't know yet, but it's going to get a CME, and it's definitely going to get scales. Even though I know these are the Cutlery Shop exclusive orange, I'm going to save them. But this is going to get probably clear acrylic scales to go with my Ultim. Already have an Ultim PM2, so I'm going to do the clear acrylic scales on my Warney PM2, I think. Well, do you mean this? Which one? Are you talking about this one, Beardo? Because this one is a Cutlery Shop exclusive. Take it easy, Jason Beecher. Much love, fam. Have a great day. This is a Cutlery Shop exclusive that they haven't made a run of in quite a while. They have the rights to the Warney and the CTS XHP. Is a steel that hasn't been ran at all in quite a while. This is definitely sought after. War Room had 2 Warnies and was nice enough to. Oh, the Cardington. No, the Cardington is. Oh, are you asking if they're thinking about making a lower cost one? Is that what you're asking? They don't, you have to buy aftermarket Ultim scales for the PM2. These are made by Cerberus, which is a USA company. The clip on this is Lynch Northwest, a USA company. So everything on this is USA made. And you can order Ultim with different patterns and stuff for PM2s. Rips Garage Tech. If you're looking for Ultim, Rips Garage Tech has Ultim for a lot of models, and all of it is on 40% off sale. So, yeah, Rips Garage Tech is the first place I would look for your Ultim because it's all 40% off. Next would be like Cerberus, Cerberus knives. But the Ultim feels so much better than the G10 did. And I plan on doing, I believe, clear acrylic on the Warney instead of Ultim. So I can have an Ultim one and a clear one. And then when I get the Tanto rendition, I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do. Yeah, I am in love with this knife. This is going to be a big time user knife for me. Especially with that edge that Boston Blade Works put on. An Ultim version of this would be dope, Beardo. Yeah, the Cardington is such a dope knife. I wish I could get a discount code from DEF CON. But full tie build. This one eventually. is going to get a flipper delete. And I'm going to turn that into a finger choil, because even though the action on the flipper is insane, like, it works great, the finger hole or the blade hole is just too good that I want to get rid of that flipper and just turn that into a choil and just make the ergos even that much better. It would be perfect with the curvature of this handle. I mean, I can choke up over that flipper tab, but for anybody that doesn't need the flipper tab, it's an easy delete to turn into a choil. And then you've got even more ergos. But the leverage lock works so well. It's a pivot activated leverage lock. That liner wedges in between the tank of the blade and the stop pin. And when you push the button, a leaf spring moves the liner out of the way. Yeah, there's a spring. Yeah, it's a very, very cool system. Oh, I'm robo mode. I'm robo mode. What was you thinking? What was you thinking out loud here? Was that when you said the met and butt? Did you say met and butt skills or something? Because I saw the orange, what you said about orange, and just thinking out loud here. Am I back? Hello? It looks good on my phone. Am I back? Am I 5x5? But yeah, a 14C28 in Oldham Cardington would be sick. Or 154 CM or AEBL, anything like that. Below average Utah dad. What it do, homie? Welcome. Welcome. I don't believe I've ever seen you in the live before. Appreciate you stopping by. Currently looking at Bladed Gingers, DEFCON Cardington. Beautiful compound ground drop point American Tonto. Carry G19 and a Com D2. Yeah, this you nailed it on this one, Nick. Move the launch Aridium out of the way. And a benchmark Com D2. Word. There we go. Okay, there we go. Right, I know what you're trying to say. Damn autocorrect. I do get what you're saying, Gabe Harlan. I understand that. And, you know, I like to see different lock styles. I love to see what they're doing with stuff. I can see what you mean by having a separate button, leaving the pivot alone and have a button to actuate all of that. But it does give you a very clean appearance, which I do like. And I will say that it is strong, but you are going to have, a little more maintenance. If you take it apart, it's not going to be as easy to take apart as a regular knife, but neither is like a Benchmade bug out. It's a pain in the ass. Dwayne Letterman. Yeah, I knew what you meant by the G19, homie. I appreciate that. Welcome as a new welcome to the Kripple Krew, homie. One thing that I was going to say about Molsect earlier, and I got off track. ever since Molsec dropped, and I got 2 of their first couple of knives, they have been very receptive to. I have not on a case knife, homie. I haven't on a case. They have been very receptive to changes and, or not, I shouldn't say feedback. They've been very receptive to feedback. And my main concern with this knife when it dropped, and I said this in my review, I said that you were getting never used or swapped. I mean, you only have one wife. Yes, I only have one wife. The my biggest concern with this, and I told them that for some people this was going to be a fatal concern, is that you're getting a cool knife for like $43, but you weren't going to be able to sharpen it. The stop pin lands directly behind the edge right here. So as soon as you start to sharpen it, it's going to start going, dropping the blade further down, because that's right where the stop pin is. I told them that's going to be a fatal flaw for a lot of people. The Ultim is part of their newer run of orbits. And on the newer run, they went with a thinner stop pin and moved it back enough that it hits back here instead. That is a lot of sharpening. And look at how good the sharpening choil is compared. So this one, this was the other thing I told them. We have the plunge grind starting here, stopping here. There's our blade. And then our stop pin hits right here. And I told them that don't work. So look at this now. They brought the plunge grind way back here, ended it immediately, and you have all of this sharpening life. And now the stop pin doesn't interfere. That is listening to feedback. I got their slate, which was part of their second run of knives, and I have since given it away. It's a great knife. I've given several away, actually. I got their slate, and it's a bigger knife, and the steel liners were not skeletonized in any way. There's no weight reduction. And I told them, I'm like, yo, it's a dope working knife, but you could drop a lot of weight just by skeletonizing those liners, and then people would be all over it. They made an inline production change on that knife, and from that point forward, every one of them had skeletonized liners. That's how Molsec listens. I told them some of their designs were bland. They went out and found a new designer and started working with some YouTubers or knife reviewers. Fabster Run is definitely much more Instagram, but Fabster Run designed the noise, and we have a very unique and usable fixed blade, bottle opener, pinch point for controlled cuts. Very nimble. We got a skull crusher. I mean, it's just a very cool fixie. They're doing stuff. They're listening very, very well. They take feedback. They take criticism well. It doesn't offend him. He understands. That's why I've worked with them since they were first dropping their first knives. I saw his first Instagram post and reached out to him when I had like 100 and something subs, and we've worked together. And Molsect, they kind of went into hiding for several months, went dormant. They were showing a lot of designs, but you could not find them on their website. Those designs are starting to come out, and that's because what he decided to do was take a step back from just dropping knife after knife and get a new designer to work with. Also make some, find some collabs out there and take the knives to different shows in Europe and get feedback on them. And now you're about to see like the 808 that's coming. Oh, dope knife. They are about to drop some serious fire for really good prices. And he took the scary step of like he didn't produce anything new for 6 solid months while they were workshopping and prototyping and showing stuff. And for a brand new company to resist the urge to just drop knife after knife and see how they land, I think is really respectable. So pay attention to Molsec. They've got some real fire coming down the line. And now the Orbit is a highly recommendable knife. You don't have to get Ultim. They have different colors of G10. And I can recommend this now, knowing that you'll be able to sharpen it in the future. That's an awesome company. Haha, Terry, what it do? What it do? Good to see you, my man. Yeah, TKL is like that as well. You know who wasn't like that? And they came at the same time. You know what? Below average Utah Dad? I'm going to make you a mod so that you can drop your link to your channel, homie. Why isn't it? Oh, right here. Come on. And there we go. Now you can drop your own channel, homie, so people can give you a follow. And you know what else we're going to do right now? Let me see something. Let's give away 5 memberships. How's that? Boom. We got Blade Walker was the first one. Paul Mills, Help with Gadgets, MPG EDC, and Fed Harrison. Could there have been a better 5-pack than that right there? We got Steve, Blade Walker. We got Paul Mills. We got Tommy, Help with Gadgets. We got Meredith with MPG, and the one and only man, myth, and legend, Fed Harrison. Like, wow. That is a legendary roll right there. I couldn't have rolled better. What's up? Where are you going now?
My appointment.
Oh yeah. Don't. I think you should leave your things alone.
I am.
Let them grow.
I am. Yeah.
Okay.
It was just tweaking with
It
you.
was bugging you.
But I got Brett's,
Okay.
so they'll actually grow longer.
There you go. Love you, gorgeous.
Bye.
Kane Miranda, member Kripple Krew Inc. What it do? Later, Beardo. Have a great day, my friend. Man, I still can't believe that 5-pack right there. That was probably the best 5-pack that I've ever seen. You know what? Even I am gonna throw up some emojis in the chat for that run. Here we go. I'm gonna throw that up there for that run because I don't normally pimp my own emojis, but that roll deserved it. And see, Gareth right now has, oh, Gareth is going to take the #1 crown from Beardo with Beardo going to work. Gareth currently has the #2 crown. And I don't know what any of that means. But the community leaderboard is Beardo, Gareth, and then Nick, Bladed Ginger. No clue what it means, but you guys are killing it. Nah, we're not going to do that. Let's. I don't want to do that. I want to do this. Yes, Gareth, list your definitely list your entry video, homie. So that people can go and enter your giveaway. I'm setting up a poll real quick. Everybody enter Garrett's giveaway though, faux show. Don't forget to do that. There we go. Started a poll. I'm interested. You did your first trade on Blade Binge? I have bought from Blade Binge. I've never sold. I have purchased from Blade Binge and I have made trades on Blade Binge, and I've had good luck. That's right. You can on a computer if you hit Control and the link. But you can copy and paste. What's the dancer's name for the poll? Ron Crow, member of Kripple Krew Inc. What it do? What it do? While we've got the poll rolling, I'm actually going to show those colors on the Flightanium Arcade Light one more again. You've got the Arcade Light with the digital green with the Stonewash, or the DLC, which is the one I have. You have Atomic Purple with Stonewash or DLC. Ocean Blue with Stonewash or DLC. I love how you can do that and leave it so you can compare them. And then the Smoke Black with the Stonewash or married it out. So which is your favorite? There is the 4 colors right there. Here they are again, the wrong way. And here they are the right way with the DLC. You guys know I'm a DLC ho. But these come from the same Taiwan factory as 80/20.5s. So if it's this same Stonewash, they're going to look phenomenal. Demco Stonewash is one of my favorite. And these are the same Taiwan factory. Kane Miranda. These are $71 and change today with my code EDCwithDBD. They're in the pinned comment. And in the description of this live stream is a link to them. But $72 after code EDCwithDBD gets you a true Demco Shark Lock. OS 10A from the same factory in Taiwan as the one Demco and Cold Steel uses. So it's a fantastic steel. A DLC coating or Stonewash. These scales that do not feel like plastic. These feel on par with G10 or Ultim. And all of the arcade accessories are compatible. And you can save money on all arcade accessories with code EDCwithDBD. But This comes out of the box easier to carry than any AD 20.5 because from the box, AD 20.5 just shreds your pants. The scales and the clip shred your pants. I had to change the clip immediately to a deep carry clip on both of my AD 20.5s. And, you know, I went to Ultim to get a better feeling. I love the AD 20.5, but from the factory, it's hard to carry. It shreds your pants, and it does not feel near as good in hand. Straight from the box, this feels so much better in hand. And it's slicier. It has the same shark lock action. Just phenomenal. And you can get it for less than 75 bucks. Flightanium is the brand. And these are coming out of the same Taiwan factory that does the Demco 8020.5 and all the cold steel knives. And it is a licensed Demco shark lock. This is legit a phenomenal shark lock option and under $72 right now. The green matches your eyes. They are going to go up to $99 after the launch. And even at $99 minus 10% with code EDCwithDBD. So a $90 knife with a shark lock, this steel, DLC, and all of the compatibility with all of the Flightanium accessories. This is still a win and probably the budget knife of the year at $90. But right now at $72, this is the best budget knife that I can recommend, period. Hell yeah, Nick. Kripple Krew always finds a way. A lot of people are going to like this more than Ultim. I'll say that, Gareth. I'll give you that. I don't, but others will. I like this a lot. Like, I'm a huge fan. And this is an absolute steal for less than 75 bucks. I said it earlier on the stream. 2024's budget knife of the year was the Vision FG. Not the Damascus version, of course, just the standard Vision FG. And up until now, it was still my reigning budget king. Not anymore. The Arcade Light is knocking the Vision FG out of the top spot for my #1 budget knife. Not just budget knife of the year, but my top budget king overall. You have roughly the same grip area. It's almost the same length of knife. But even though you know I love this blade profile, this is more comfortable in hand. And these feel so much better than just the flat G10 with speed holes. They just feel way better in hand. You don't feel the clip at all. Like, the clip has never bothered me on the Vision FG, but I do like the way this carries better. Super Lock is phenomenal. Don't get me wrong, I love snacks. But Shark Lock beats Super Lock every day. Every day. Yeah, all the neon sunglasses. They're supposed to remind you of the 90s. The Murdered Out one is the one that I think a lot of people will go with. The smoke black with the black DLC, because then it'll look a lot more like a normal knife. But and it's called the Arcade Light. Should be fun. Had to order a kimono. Yeah, the kimonos are gorgeous. I would love to have one myself, homie. But this this knocks this beats the Vision FG because Shark Lock always beats Super Lock. It's a great knife. It's a great knife, and I still love it. And being number 2 with all the competition we have today is not a bad spot to be in. But this is just stupid what they're able to offer right here. Yeah, the Lego space sets. Yeah. And that's no shade on Snex or his Super Lock. I think his Super Lock is phenomenal. And it is one of my favorite locks. But the Shark Lock is, hands down, my favorite lock system. So I think they've got a win right here. And to be able to get it for less than $75 is stupid. It's stupid. I appreciate you, Nick Martino. You know I always do, homie. You know, it does make a good pairing with the noise. Pixie. That green and purple go well together. I'm digging this. This just came here yesterday. So like that last night, actually, not even yesterday. The mail came late. And so like I haven't used it a lot yet, but I really like this noise that our homeboy Fabster Run designed. Yeah, at least 100 easy. I mean, look what they dropped for the Shark Cubs. And the Shark Cubs have all been expensive until they dropped an FRN, an Austin A Shark Cub that's like $99. And this feels better than Demco FRN. So this is a bigger knife with DLC and all the compatibility with the arcade knives that are already made. It's at least $100 value. It's the least expensive Shark Lock right now, and it's providing more value. I mean, like pound for pound than a D2 80 20.5. And if you're looking at the Austin A 80 20.5, they're $140. These are the same factory, same steels. This comes with FRN and a steel spoon clip that both shred your pants. I'm not, this is still, but the 80 20.5 is still one of my top EDC knives of all time. I'm not dropping shade on it. I'm just saying that the value here is nuts compared to this. Yeah, damn near half the price, which is just crazy. And this feels so much better out of the box. I had to put, you know, a $90 scale set. I didn't pay for these. Rips Garage Tech gave me these, but the scale set and backspacer, and they're the wider ones so that they feel better in hand. I had to put a Lynch Northwest clip on this to make it carryable. So this actually, to be carryable and comfortable right now, this is nearly a $300 knife. This, you can get most of the titanium accessories anodized for less than $20. They're already made and ready to go. Backspacers are less than $40. And you can use my code to save money on all of it. It's just, I don't know how they did it, but I'm glad they did. And I'm going to give them props for it. Right. Yay. So, you know, it reminds me of Slime, of course. And Slimer from the Ghostbusters movies. Yeah, you might say I kind of like the knife. Wasn't trying to make today all about that knife, but the sale, they did just launch yesterday. So, I mean, does make sense to talk about it. So, we're going to talk about some knife prices now while we're at this. WIXCO. You guys know I've been a fan of their models. And right now, they are running 20% off on everything. Plus, you can stack my DBD code and get 30% off all models. That drops this one and the Drax and the Vortex are under $50 right now. I'm going to pull up the pricing right now, actually, and look at it. We're going to take a quick stroll because I am really enjoying these. I think these are on par with Tenable. And so, okay, so $45 right now for one of the best working knives, budget, sub $50 budget knives there is. Contoured, very comfortable, very fine grain finish G10. Feels like high quality North Mountain Blade style G10. Oversized thumb studs, easy to work with gloves. 14C28N with stupid action. $45. The Drax. You can get the carbon fiber right now less than $50. You can get the Ultim for less than $60. And I like this Ultim. This is that polished Ultim. And I carried this every day on the trip. I've carried this every day for nearly a month just to see what it would do to the smooth Ultim. And we'll have a video on that soon. The carbon fiber one, which is phenomenal. You guys have seen my shred carbon fiber that I was hoping to give away during the Kripple Krew Inc. Garage Gas Station Knife War of 2025, but we have no entries so far. The Pexton aluminum scales, 14C28N, less than $50 right now. The Ragnar is like 8.5 inches, and you can get it for $46. The Skort. This is the one with the beautiful purple and black carbon fiber and over 8 inches aluminum with carbon fiber inlays. Right now, instead of $90, you can get it for $68. Or, well, that'd be $8 off. $71, my bad. $71. Or you can get the one with the polished steel inlay for only $50. And then the Vortex, my little pocket ripper. I love this little thing. 2.38 ounces. Barely know it's there, but this thumb stud works so well as a wave feature. And it is very easy for me to pull this out of my pocket, ready to go in either a reverse karambit style grip or a forward ripper grip. Whichever way I choose, I can have this out in hand and ready to go instantly. And you can get this one for $48 or the shred carbon fiber for less than $60 if you use code DBD. This is all part of their Father's Day sale. And that's some great value. People were saying that they really liked the looks of all of the WIXCO knives that I was showing, but folks thought some of the prices were about 10% too high. Well, right now you can get it for 30% off. Yeah, you get a patch, you get the cleaning cloth. They really come loaded. I like WIXCO. And yeah, the iconic. Syncut for sure, but Tenable and WIXCO seem to be even surpassing the value of Civivi at the moment. Yes, I really do enjoy the small details. It shows that a company really wants to earn your business, and all of them come with a pouch that just, it doesn't look like all the other pouches. I should have one right here handy, but I don't get right this second. Plus a patch, plus a cleaning cloth, and fantastic knives. These liners are inset very well into the micarta scales, and it's just so lightweight and nimble and ready to rip. And it's less than $50. Or you can get it with this awesome shred carbon fiber for less than $70. And I have carried this quite a bit. Yes, spare hardware. That's affirmative. This has been in my back pocket quite a bit because I like it as a backup beef jerky defense knife, because a hawkbill is so good for easy ripping. And you just don't know it's there. It's so light, it disappears. The action is insane. WIXCO, they're killing it. And for Father's Day through the 12th, they are 30% off if you use my code. There is a link to them in the description. A referral link to WIXCO in the description of this live. And so if you just click more, you can find it there. That helps me out when you use that link, of course. And my code there is DBD. And they've got, I have 4 of their 6 models right now, and I'm impressed with all 4. With Wisconsin WIXCO Flightanium, I like it. I like it. You really can right now. I appreciate you, Gareth. Always putting in that work, helping me out. There is the WIXCO referral code. Referral link, much appreciated. Which WIXCO are you getting? Are you going with the Vortex? Are you going with the Drax? I got to know. Yeah, the blue Axor. I'm requesting one of those for my upcoming giveaway, my 2K/1 year giveaway. The Tiffany blue Axor. This sheep's foot blade is so comfortable, whether you're back here on the jimping, or if you want to put your thumb out, there's a perfect divot for it there, and then a flat spot here and here for utility grips. Like, they gave you all the angles. The thumb studs, you have this perfect chamfer leading right to them. And the detent is unfailable. They're big enough to hit with gloves. And these thumb studs also work as a wave feature. Action is great. They've all been perfectly centered. And this has, when I talked about, when I had the G10 Chop 2, I always said that North Mountain's G10 felt more premium than other G10s. This has that feel. This has that really fine grain, fine finish. They're contoured, but the finish on them is what gives it that really premium feel to it. And I get a full, comfortable 4-finger grip behind the pivot, or that choke up is very comfortable. It gives you a great sharpening choil. Beef jerky, Avenger, and Defender grips are comfortable. Yes, yes, no, 100%. I get you with that on the Rosecraft. They take some companies are able to make a budget material feel more premium, and I agree with you on that one. Some of the Rosecraft G10 feels really different, really good, and you know it's just like feeling a premium micarta versus a lesser micarta. You can feel the difference in it, even though that is a quality difference. And I don't think this G10 really is a quality difference. It feels like it. Feels like higher quality materials. Like it's more expensive G10, even though I'm sure it's not. It's just the way that it's finished. Yeah, Tenable's micarta is awesome. You know, WIXCO is like Tenable is to Concept. WIXCO is to FerraMonster. So they're FerraMonster's budget brand. And like Tenable, you know, Concept makes very high quality, high premium material knives with very good fit and finish. And they put that same level of fit and finish into Tenable. FerraMonster, to me, is one of the best value propositions in premium knives. And their fit and finish is impeccable. They've been around for 25 years before they started their own line. And they've put that level of feel of fit and finish and tight tolerance finesse into the WIXCO line. I'm highly impressed with what they were able to pull off. The Urban Grip is a great one. I have that one right. It's in this box. I got it. Oh, I don't. There we go. I have all of their models actually. There is. Oh wait, that's the Aurora Rays. Where's my grip? Oh, there's my grip. It was where it's supposed to be. I just couldn't see it because there's a knife on it. Go figure. Yeah, the Urban Grip is, you know, it's funny. You're not wrong. I have so far, you know, the only micarta I've experienced from them, I haven't felt the micarta on the Drax, but I'm sure it is just as good. But this does not feel like a knife that is 1/8 of the price of the ZT. As far as comparing the micartas, I had it on the side, you couldn't see it. But as far as comparing the micartas, like this feels like this should be on that knife. Yeah, the Aurora Rays has one of the best front flippers. Easy for people to learn on. And such a nice overall shape. Over 8 inches, beautiful carbon fiber. And you know, I'm not the biggest frame lock fan, but their frame lock action is always phenomenal. The Aurora Rays with the beautiful milling has scary action. Like these will they have dropped on my thumb many times and required me to grab Band-Aids or super glue. But I love the poon action on this one. And if you have the DLC coded version, you could do a flipper delete even, because the reverse flick off the blade is that good. Like, you can make it look like you don't have an opening option, but the reverse flick off the blade is that good. Yeah. It looks like a sun with rays coming off. It's all the titanium, all hardware on FerraMonster is titanium. So that's all anodized tie. Backspacers, pocket clips are all titanium. Even your steel lock bar insert screw is a T8. It's all T8 hardware. Alex Godfrey, what's going on? Neil Mac, welcome back. Lunch break. Yeah, this is probably, like, up until the Spectrum, I would have said this is probably their nicest, even though it's not their most expensive. That milling is just done so well. The knife feels so good. But I am a big fan of the new Spectrum with the mirror DLC. Yes, I need to see that, homie. This is... Let me see something. This is a knife that, as much as I like, I can't recommend. The Spectrum is at the same price as the Aurora Rays. I mean, not the Aurora Rays, the Urban Grip. So it's a $2.99 knife that you can get one sharpening out of. Fatal flaw. Look how close to the stop pin is to the edge termination. It's right in, I mean, like, it doesn't matter that they gave us sharpening life because we can't use it. Fatal flaw. I don't think this is a knife that I will carry because I really like it. And I think I can keep this DLC, this M390 stropped for quite a while before I need to worry about sharpening it. But I can't recommend spending nearly $300 on a knife that you can only get one sharpening. So I'm going to put that one aside and say that the Aurora Rays is still their nicest knife. And some of them, I don't know which ones, I should look. I would love to get a Strix, but yeah, I ain't got that funds. Man, it's a good thing that I haven't put out my full review on the Spectrum yet, because I am going to have to point out that with that stop pin placement, I can't recommend it. Can't stop anybody from buying a super nice knife, but you're only going to get one sharpening. And that's not something they normally have an issue with. I'm going to pull up their knives right now because they are also doing a stackable code. And so, okay. Now we are talking. I want to see something. Oh, no way. I'm going to share the screen real quick. So we were talking about the Aurora Rays being the nicest of their knives. I'm going to share this screen because they have a Father's Day sale. with 20% off certain knives, and you can stack code DBD, it brings the FerraMonster Aurora Rays all the way down to 191 with code DBD. From 279 to 191. Or what else is 20% off? The Urban Grip is 20% off. So you're going to get the Urban Grip for $207 or let's see, $23 or $217 for the Urban Grip. You can get a Glideman right now for $170. And you can get a, okay, here we go, folks. So they did put, it said they were going to be on limited models, but it's on everything. So everything is 30% off with my code right now. With the Spectrum, $23 off that, $207. The milled tie is beautiful. I could actually recommend that, maybe. I'm not going to put that in there though. But this Glideman, folks, I'm gonna go grab mine. It's not next to me because I had it in my my setup for the trip. Let me stop sharing that. I'll be right back. Oh, Tri-States, Kara. Awesome.
No.
Repeat order. So the Aurora Rays is the nicest FerraMonster, I would say. Kurt White, what it do? But my favorite FerraMonster is the new Glideman CP. This has a super premium feeling micarta. We've got titanium backspacer. I like the wire pocket clip on this one, but it also means that you can use a Lynch Northwest Spyderco wire replacement clip. So you can do a Lynch Northwest deep carry clip on this if you want. This one is 154 cm. And normally it's like 116 with my code. Yeah, they just dropped this. I've been asking them to do a micarta version because you guys know that even though I say the Aurora Race is the nicest, my favorite FerraMonster was the Glideman. The ergos on it are just too phenomenal, and the action was great. J1W Doobie, what it do, my man? Good to see you, homie. I talked to them for a while about micarta. And so this is a liner lock with micarta. You still have phenomenal action. Slightly better action, in my opinion, because it's a liner versus a frame. So you have a little less friction. You still have great lockup. This has the exact same ergos as the Glideman, but it feels so much better in micarta. Yes, thick micarta. Thick premium micarta to fill the hand. And it feels so good. Just like all FerraMonsters and all WIXCOs, you can make confetti if you want, or you can slice because they are crazy sharp. And right now, with their Father's Day sale, you can get this for $93. Sub $100. That's the only other time this has been sub $100 was launch week. Or launch weekend, actually. The pre-order weekend. It was a 4-day weekend. But right now, for the Father's Day sale, you can get this for less than $100. Yes, So FerraMonster has been around for 25 years doing OEM work for other companies like Best Tech and a lot of other companies. 2 years ago, they dropped FerraMonster, their own line of knives. And for the last year and a half, they have also been working behind the scenes on WIXCO. I've been talking to them about it. Like, I know Jim and Samson over at FerraMonster and WIXCO, because I was like only the third reviewer to get knives from them, because G-Ball was the first, and I saw him show off a couple of the knives, and I had 100 and something subscribers, but I immediately reached out to FerraMonster and asked if we could work together. And since then, they have sent every one of their knives that they have made. That's awesome, Nick. That really is cool. They have sent me all their models. I have almost all the WIXCOs, and I'll have the other two soon for review and giveaway. You're going to see a lot of them in my my 1 year / 2000 sub giveaway. I also confirmed with FerraMonster that we are going to give away a Glide Mint CP, which is my favorite FerraMonster model. And right now, because of the Father's Day sale, it's less than $100. I love that they let the codes be stackable. And since then, it's been awesome. I have given away multiple FerraMonsters, and we are about to give away multiple WIXCOs. But they definitely put that level of fit and finish that they put into FerraMonster into their WIXCO budget grant. That's why I've been so high on WIXCO, is because I know who they come from. I get it. I get it. There's a lot of YouTube channels. And yes, I do as well on that Vortex. I think that there should be more thumb studs in slots like that. But I understand that there's a lot of knife and EDC reviewers. And even for you guys, there's only so much time in the day that you can support channels. But for knife companies, their marketing budget, anymore, most of them, their marketing budget is what they're going to send out to YouTubers, because we are their marketing now. And there are some companies that tell you, hey, no offense to the work you're putting out, but we don't send knives to people that don't have at least 5,000 followers or at least 10,000 followers. But some companies, and a lot of it is how you approach them and try to talk to them in the beginning, I'm sure. But I've had a higher than average, I would say, rate of companies willing to work with my channel. And I appreciate each and every one of them. And I don't begrudge the ones that tell me not yet, because I will get bigger eventually, or, I just, I don't have to work with everybody. That's fine. And if I like a knife enough, I'll still tell you guys how much I like it. Vladimir, what it do? Good to see you. That is very true. I have, and that's what a lot of them are starting to realize, is like the Kripple Krew. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but the Kripple Krew is a very, very loyal following. You guys have been awesome and have a lot of trust in what I say. You guys, J1, I don't know how you weren't a mod yet. I thought I did that last time. You're a mod now. I appreciate you, Adventure Fitty. Hope you're having a killer day. And they're starting to understand that like the Kripple Krew is a loyal following. FerraMonster, my link has been one of their best links. North Mountain Blades, only Melissa Backwoods did more sales on her link than mine. What it do, Chris Lopez? Now you look at TRM, and TRM, they were willing to work with me at less than 1,000 or less than 2,000 followers, and now my code, they keep telling me that you guys are killing it. I know Chris is a lot of that at the TRM, and I will always go to bat for companies, or try to, I shouldn't say go to bat, because I don't have a dog. I really don't care which knives you buy, as long as you buy good knives. But I'm always going to try to really represent the companies that are willing to work with me and support and make a phenomenal product. Yeah, advocate. Yeah, I will advocate for certain knife brands over others, for sure. And I was just asked a very serious question that I've been thinking about, and I don't think there's any way around it. If you are only going to get one, J1 Doobie, I'd go with the Arcade Light. I'm an Ultim guy. I want that Boss Teeth Dollarurus. I would go with the Arcade Light, even though it's not limited to 500 like the Dollarurus. You get the Shark Lock, which is one of the best EDC locks on the market. This is coming from the same Taiwan factory that Demco and Cold Steel use. This is the same 8010A or AUS 10A that Demco and Cold Steel use from that Taiwan factory. And all of all of the titanium, brass, copper customization parts for the original arcade fit this. There's no way around. This is going to be my budget knife of the year. I'm pretty sure it is to this point, and I highly doubt that Talarurus is going to compete, because J1, I think this is a better knife. This is my new, better budget king than the Vision FG. It's pushing the Vision FG out of the top spot. That's how highly I think about it. You know what, Beardo? It's funny, because to me it is, because the Shark Lock, dude, there's over $300 of parts and knife into this AUS 10A Demco 8020.5. This is a budget Demco 8020.5 at like $140 before the $80 scales and backspacer and the $50 pocket clip. This is about $300 into the same AUS 10A, because it's a good steel and because it's a Shark Lock. I know that knife will last. Well, this has DLC on the same AUS 10A or a Stonewash. This has an amazingly well done Demco licensed Shark Lock. And this is a platform you can build from and make your own in any way you want. And it's a knife that's going to last you. And it's a knife you're going to carry, I believe. And it starts right now at $72 before that launch sale goes away. $72. And there's so many ways already to modify it. And they're all in one spot. Like, you don't have to search dozens of sites to put together a build like Rips Garage Tech and Lynch Northwest, or, you know, Cerberus and Lynch Northwest. You don't have to piece stuff together. You can find it all in one spot, very well priced, and you can use the discount code on all knives and accessories, including the Flightanium beef, if anybody's looking for the beef. But this is, I can't think of a budget knife right now that I would recommend over this to somebody. If they had the $72 to spend, if they had $50 to spend, I'm gonna go Warhog. But if they got $70 to spend, there's nothing I can think of right now. I do not know if they do all the assembly for you if you buy it all. Because I wouldn't want them to for me. I would want all the stuff sent to me to do it myself. The Shark Lock is not a difficult lock to take apart. These are a lot easier to take apart than a Benchmade bug out is and get back together. They're a lot easier to get back together than a Benchmade bug out is. So I wouldn't fear working on the Shark Lock and getting to know it as you make it your own. Yes, it's the best price Shark Lock. And the Shark Lock is, to me, the best EDC lock. Your fingers are out of the path of travel always. And it's as strong or stronger as like the compression locks or anything else that's on the market. You're going to break the steel. You're going to break the blade before the lock fails this way. I think this would be even this is even easier than working on a Manix slightly. Like it's going to end up being the budget knife of the year for me. I find it very hard to believe, even though there's 6 months left, that something better than this with everything you can do to it coming from Taiwan. You guys understand that the Taiwan factory that Demco and Cold Steel uses is a step above most of the Chinese factories in fit and finish. And $70 to come out of there is stupid. Yes, and they just not only picked the right material, but the way they designed it, because it's all going to come out in one piece when they injection mold it. So they designed the pocket in there well for the liners and the lock. And then that really strong grid pattern that's molded underneath it for strength. And then the dual finishes that are molded into the surface for grip and comfort. I want the ribbed backspacer. That's the one I want, the Mohawk backspacer. Personally, I just think it would feel really cool. And I do like a geared backspacer for the extra grip it gives me in the back of my hand. I personally am going to get the geared backspacer, the Mohawk or whatever they call it. But this, the smooth one would look good. Well, Nick, my plan. So I want to go full tie hardware swap, pocket clip, all the screws and the pivot with a tie backspacer, and I want to do the dark purple. And then I want to do the black tritium thumb studs with the purple glow. Then I want to, you could do a dual scale color. I see what you're saying, but I want to get Mrs. Deadly and the Deadly Daughter purple ones, and then do the full green hardware build, green tie hardware with a green glowing tritium. And they could have the perps, the perps in green, and I could have the green and perps. But you're right. You could buy two and take a right scale of one and swap it to the right scale of the other and have a purple and green Joker in just one. Yeah, I would say the Arcade Light over the Talaruru and even over the Vision FG, as hard as it is to say. If you guys weren't here when I said it earlier, it's more comfortable in hand than the flat Vision FG scales with the speed holes. You have the same grip area and choke up ability. And Shark Lock beats Super Lock every day. I like the Super Lock. I love it. It's one of my favorites. Shark Lock beats Super Lock 7 days of the week. And Taiwan versus China, there is a difference. So this is probably going to end up being the most recommended knife for the rest of the year. You guys are going to get tired of me. It's not going to be on everything, but like when I make lists and stuff, this is going to be hard to beat. Flightanium now has been purchased and is a part of the Blade HQ family. I don't know for a fact who started it. I just know that it was recently acquired as part of the BHQ family. I just got my code with them this weekend, and I was one of only a few reviewers to get the knife before they launched Monday. You know, they've been the YouTube rep has been in my live streams a bunch of times, and had me contact the Instagram rep to try to get hooked up. And you know, they get a lot of stuff. He said we were going to hook up, and then, you know, it took a while. He's busy. I reached out again. I'm like, yo, dude, your homeboy was just in my live stream. He popped in and I was showing the arcade light that's about to launch. Like, we need to work together. He's like, oh yeah, absolutely we do. He said that I could pick any arcade I wanted. I ended up going green with the black, and they got them to me before launch, so that I was able to start posting content a couple of days before they launched. I know Lefty got one, and I think Neves had one ahead of time, but I don't know. MC probably had one ahead of time. But I know only a few got sent out before launch. That's awesome, Nick. That's awesome. Yeah, you would have seen it even sooner. But, you know, we were on the road for 9 days. When I got back, it was here, and I started making content with it right away because I want people to know about it during this sale period. When the sale period of the launch period is over, it's going to go up to $99 for retail price. So about $90 with discount code, which is still running about on par with a Vision FG. And even at $90, this is the budget knife of the year. But to be able to get it for less than $75 right now, crazy. That's awesome. Lefty has the blue one, and he posted his first video on it today with the blue one. He has the ocean blue with the DLC. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's EDC with DBD with Flightanium, and you can use that on all of their knives and accessories, and it works even on stuff that's on sale. So that's how it drops this to 71 and change. But even like if you're looking to get the beef later, you want the Flightanium beef. If you want to upgrade to, you know, you love this so much, you also want the OG arcade, you can use the code. I'm excited to work with them because there is a lot of accessories for other knives I have that I want to try from them. And so I'm excited to start working with them. Yeah, this weekend, the original arcade was on sale for $150, and my code dropped it to $135. And I was posting about that this weekend. You could get the S35 and aluminum original arcade for $135 with my code, but that one has since gone back up to $199. The before you just bought all of that from OCD for EDC. Well, you know what? It's okay. You're still supporting a homie in the knife community. I can't be mad about that. That's not like when the Deadly Daughter's boyfriend goes onto a website that I have a code for and doesn't use it to get a discount and pays full price. Like, that's completely different. That's when I'm like, dude, you're an idiot. You're dating my daughter and you're not using my code. But Vegas Dad, how do you not have a wrench? Maybe I can get this caught up. Hey, you should have a wrench. Yeah, Flightanium has a lot of stuff like that on their site. Flightanium has I'm gonna pull up something real quick. So just to show you, to give you an idea, homie. Joe Isabella, what it do, my man? Good to see you. So if we go to, say, parts, Spyderco, military, para 3, military, whoop, I didn't mean to click smock, but they're out of smock parts right now. But all of these Spydercos, you've got all the parts for the arcade. They have Hogue Deca parts. They have stuff for the 80 20.5s. You've got all of this stuff for Benchmade, CRKT. They got WIXCO stuff, Navs, and let's see what they have for the Deca. Ooh, titanium Deca scales that would be less than $100 with discount code. You can get different types of etch and such on them for your Hogue Deca. What about Demco? What about the 80 20.5? We've got titanium, G10, wavelengths, which is probably their FRN. All these titanium upgrades you can put titanium thumb studs on your 80 20.5 for less than for $11. I think it's like $14 anodized. Titanium backspacer, $26, and I think 30 anodized. Brass backspacer for Demco, $15. These titanium scales are dope, and you can get them right now. That would be $12 off for $112 with my code. And you don't have to wait 6 weeks like Original Goat. You can put these micarta scales would be great on an 80 20.5. Micarta with like a copper or a brass backspacer. Oh, that would be beautiful on an 80 20.5. Too bad these are only small pivot, because the next one I need to upgrade is my large pivot. Yeah, I have a 3V large pivot that a lot of accessories don't work with. I haven't yet. Yeah, I mean, just adding all that stuff, anything can change it. Gabe Harlan, what's going on, homie? So we are going to have a live stream on my Saturday, even though I won't be at Blade Show. Bladed Ginger will, and he's going to go live for us, and he's going to show off some stuff at Blade Show for us. Vegas Dad, all of the original arcade parts fit the new light. One honey. And it's so you can start right now with the launch price and my discount code at $72. And then all of those parts you can use the discount code on and do anything to make it your own. You can even put the aluminum, you can get the aluminum scales with the inlays or the titanium scales with the inlays and put them on the light. This ZT is amazing. This is here for the pass around. I wouldn't pay $320 for a knife that only the evil homie BDB could carry in my state. I'm not saying this made in the USA overbuilt auto with crew wear and tie isn't worth that money. I'm just saying if this was a manual for about $80 less, I'd be all over it. All over it. But $320 for an auto I can't carry, I just can't do it. If this was like $2.25 and a manual, whether it was a button liner lock, or even if they made it a frame lock and kept this same build, but went to like $220, I'd be over like Rover. But $320 for this auto, not as much, but it's a gorgeous knife. But I would say if you wanted something made in the USA in the exact same factory, it's the same length. The launch Aridium from Kershaw has Magna Cut and aluminum for half the price. This is $180, and it's the same length as the ZT. It's made in the same USA factory. This one's rocking Magna Cut, a little thinner slicier blade stock because it's not meant to be big ZT, but still, if you want USA made auto from the same factory, I would pay half the price and get this over the ZT. Yeah, $320. It just seems like overkill for me on that knife, and that will be part of my review of it. Yes, I still need to check out. Really need to check out a Malibu and a the Fair and Forge one. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's about $80 too much. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Mordax, thank you. That's the Fair and Forge one. Before I wind down, I do want to give one more shout out to the homie Fabster Run and the Molsec noise that he designed with them. This is his first knife design. He's got more coming, and you will see them on this channel. But he wanted something different but useful, and I really think he achieved it. So you can get yellow or black scales. You don't have to get the purple, but this is a purple acrylic with a copper foil in it, and it just looks awesome to me. The scales are small, but they feel right in your hand. This part right here doesn't feel like it's narrow because we have a 5mm 190 thousandths blade stock. So it feels perfect in hand, but leaving it open there gives you a beautiful pinch for controlled cuts. Like it's an unbeatable pinch grip. It's very comfortable in any position. You've got a really nice skull cracker on the end and a bottle opener. And even though it is 90,000 or 190 thousandths thick, whoops, that was me. I hit the choil. See, even though it's twice as thick as a bug out, it's still pretty slicey. But this is going to be a very durable blade. Being 190 thousandths of 14C28 in, it'll take a wicked edge when I put my own on it. And the blade shape is just very useful and utilitarian. You know, I love me that you know, this would be more of a sheep's foot, but I love me a sheep's foot Warney blade. Very good taco sheath. A lot of lashing points. It's a little heavy to carry as a neck knife, but you can easily run an ulti clip or straps on it. It comes with this clip that goes right into the front pocket so easy. If you're putting it in a back pocket, it still carries great. You just have to make sure your pocket goes over that lip and inside the clip, and then it holds it fantastic. But going in your front pocket, it slides right in. Great push off, and it fits right in your pocket. I haven't carried it on my belt. I've only carried it in my pocket. This thing just got here last night. But Fabster Run designed a very cool knife. This one is the most expensive, and with my discount code, it's $63. The other one is under six. The yellow and black are under 60 after my discount with Molsect. I do want a top. I do want a top street scalpel. Yeah, this would be a great pack knife, a great camping knife. I wished I had this on our Texas trip because I popped a lot of bottles, and this would have been really handy to use instead of keep pulling out my my multi-tool is what I was using. This, and with 190 thousandths of 14C28N, I have no worries that I'm going to bust that off by using it. I really like this double swedge on top. The way they did that is very cool. Like, it's just a very well thought out, utilitarian, but different looking knife. Here to make some noise. The Molsec noise. Shout out to homeboy Fabster Run. And the purple looks pretty dope with the arcade light and would pair up really well with the purple arcade light. Yes, I did. Under $60 for the yellow and black, or $63 for this awesome purple with code DBD at Molsect. The Molsec noise. Molsec is bringing the value. If you weren't here when I was talking about them earlier, they disappeared for 6 months while they worked with new designers. Worked on it. They got a new house designer that's awesome designer. The guy behind Until the Edge. And hello, Mrs. Deadly. Food here.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were also working on collabs. This one is with homeboy Fabster Run from Instagram, and Molsec is doing some good work. I talked earlier about the feedback that I have given to them on folders that has already been implemented. I try, homie. I try to show cool stuff. I look for the cool shit. My only complaint, whoops, and I haven't tried to tighten these yet, is I have a little bit of sheath rattle. However, I cannot shake it out. Like it is in there. It's holding really nicely. The push off is great. But I have a little bit of rattle. Just, oh, there we go. It was just, sometimes it has the slightest bit. I just needed to maybe tighten these a little bit, but no, because this isn't an adjustable one. However, it's not a deal breaker at all to me because the retention is phenomenal. So the little rattle isn't a deal breaker to me. Molsec noise from like $58 to $63 right now with code DBD. Homie Fabster Run did a cool job. I like how he just went diagonal on the jimping, but it feels really good and it looks different. Oh no, Lagatha is queen. Lagatha reigns supreme as queen always. She knows it. Like it's no secret. All the knives know it. Honestly, they all know that forever all hail Lagatha. And don't forget, he has 6 of these dropping later this month. All right, party people. I've been going about 3 hours now. My voice is dead, and I got lunch here. And yeah, that one knife, she is my one, definitely. And she knows it, and they all do too. But I've had a blast, everybody. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, you can always hit me up on Instagram. And I hope everybody has a killer rest of your day. Faux show. I will see everybody Thursday night for TNT with War Room. We'll be back this week after missing 2. We'll be back this week. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their day. Stay safe, stay frosty, stay deadly, and much love to my EDC familia.